requesting others to mute because some sounds are coming. So meanwhile, the moment it is going live, then I share my screen.
I'm unable to mute them, Prabhuji.
You can be your co-host now, so you can do. You can mute
Co-host
all, no?
co-host is Jyotsna, not Punya Lila. I'm not co-host, Prabhuji.
Oh, I've done a mistake. I'm sorry. I have to make you co-host. So by mistake, I've done. Okay, sorry. Uh, yeah. So now
Now I'm. Huh.
now you can mute, right? Now you can mute. Hare Krishna. I think we are already 3 minutes past. So let's start today's session and welcome all to.
Prabhuji, you've muted.
Yeah. So welcome once again. Hare Krishna. A big Hare Krishna, energetic Hare Krishna from all, and welcome to level 2. In level 1, of course, we went for 18 days. It's kind of you can come and go, but this is little serious. So I would request to take notes and be serious because this is a journey we've taken together, and we know where we're going, right? Yad gatva na nibardante tad dhamam paramam mama. So let me share my screen. So this is orientation level for level 02, and also we'll cover chapter 1 today. Not all the verses, but uh, not all the verses, but up to 27 verse, so that we have time and we can cover slowly, and we will go a little deeper in each of the verse and more of understanding. So now let's go with that. So let me go for the prayer first. Om Ajnanatimandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manohistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Maiham Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो 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 विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So you can unmute Mataji, maybe for a good Hare Krishna from all. So
Hare
this
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So this pranama mantra, I would urge everyone to remember this. This is required for chanting one mala, which is a basic requirement for level 2. At least one should chant one mala, and before that, this pranama mantra is a must. Panchatattva mantra is also must. So this is what I just prayed, and this is understanding Gita, level 02. So why levels in understanding Gita course? Why there are levels like why not in one go? That's what we have explained in 18 days session also, that it is ladder by ladder, chapter by chapter. And the first 18 days was primarily for the flow of thoughts, not understanding each and every one, each and every sloka and every verse. However, at least the flow of understanding from chapter one, what the delusion happened, and after that the questions came and how Krishna answered everything, refuted each of the question, then further questions. So and ultimately chapter 18 we went where his delusion was over. However, what Prabhupada says is that in my books, the philosophy of Krishna consciousness is explained fully. So if there is anything which you do not understand, mark this statement. If you anything which you do not understand, then you simply have to read again and again. By reading daily, the knowledge will be revealed to you, and by this process, your spiritual life will develop. So therefore, it cannot happen in one go. So therefore, these levels are there. So one level, we just go through it. There is a process that, okay, there is a basic understanding, and after that, a detailed understanding, then the practices, and slowly we'll move forward in the journey of spiritual life. So congratulations once again for completing level 01 for 18 days, and welcome to level 2. Hare Krishna. So some prerequisites, as I said, that the one round of chanting of Hare Krishna, it is minimum for level 2. And of course, you have completed 18 days along with the quiz. So, what is the learning process? It will be, in fact, it is written one chapter, but we'll be covering two chapters. Like we have made Thursday and Friday, so we'll cover two chapter. No, we'll cover one chapter. Yeah, half of the chapter in one day, and the second half of the chapter on the second day, so that one complete chapter per week. So that's a slow process. So we'll try to complete the entire thing in 18 weeks. So there will be ample opportunity for everyone for self study, then listening in the classes, asking questions. There will be assessments, and apart from that, there should be some bhakti bruksha where you can participate and have studies together. That is also something which is expected. So that because in the class also, even in 18 weeks, we'll not be in the position to cover each 700 verses. All 700 verses is not possible. So therefore, and also all the purports are not possible. We'll go in little deeper level, no doubt. But for self-reading, it is required that everyone should go and read self-study all the purports. And Prabhupada's purports are really, really, he has done everything. That there is nothing left out. Whatever is there and which has come from Parampara has been done by our Guru, our founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, and he's our Guru from which everything which we're talking, which we're teaching, which are coming in the PPTs, whichever process, whichever class you are attending, from, let's say it is going from Mangaluru Kulai, but any temple across the world, the same lessons and same purports will be taught. And that is how a Guru gives the knowledge. Because what Prabhupada says is that a Guru will never say a statement like, in my opinion. He will never say this. A real Guru will never say, who is in the parampara, he will say, this is what Krishna says. So, whatever Krishna says, as it will come. So, therefore, again, requesting everyone, you might already have got your Bhagavad Gita as it is book. Along with that, uh, also the Japa Mala and one round of Japa every day. That's my simple request. And little do's and don'ts, of course, we should have this sankalpa in your mind. Just now, you can have. So I shall chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. I shall regularly attend Gita classes. I shall actively participate in discussion during the classes. And in the questions when you were asking, it's good that you volunteer to answer that so that there is a good engagement and also learning at the same time. So I shall follow strict messaging ethics. It goes without saying on class chat box, WhatsApp, etc. Most important is that this course is offered free, and not only this, all the levels, level 2, level 3, Bhakti Sastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, everything is free. So all our volunteers, the co-host, you can see, all of us are in our respective jobs, but we do this voluntarily. And any donations we made only through website. So we don't ask or call or send message requesting for donation personally, etc., etc. So this is just to make you aware that whatever you want to, let's say, do something. Sorry, Hare Krishna. Then you can go to the temple site and do straight. There won't be any personal message by anyone. So this is the address of the temple, ISKCON Sri Radha Govinda Temple, that is in the Coconut Garden, Nantur, Mangalore. There's a temple office time is 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. In this time, you can have all your queries, anything you want to have, books, Japamala, or anything you can have. And our temple president, Namanista Das Prabhuji, who is the architect of the entire online course, which has started in the COVID time. And because of this, more than 10 lakh participants have already gone through this session worldwide. My humble obeisance to Radha Govinda. And as our Guru, we should once again uh, give our humble obeisance to Srila Prabhupada and again remember what he has done. And because without him, nothing is possible. No improvement. The journey is just not possible without Guru. That's the parampara is all about. So we know who is. We have already discussed this in the 18 days. We know he started his journey in at the age of 69, and he went to America, without anything, just 40 rupees and some books, and thereby he turned the hippies and the devotees, and they're all not none of them are actually uh, doing any kind of regulative principles. And that is the power of the Guru, that he converted them into great devotees. And he translated over 80 volumes of various, not only Bhagavad Gita, but Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Upanishads, and so on. He has done Chaitanya Charitamrita. And he, in fact, within 11 years, from 65 to 75, he made 108 temples world around. So this is how this one temple that from which we are getting this course is possible. So this is our Guru. And in fact, just one thing I would like to say is, Srila Prabhupada, when he was going through this Jaladuta, this is how, devotees came. So his guru is Bhakti Vedanta Saraswati, who is in the parampara, and his guru is Bhakti Vinod Thakur, who is in our parampara. So in fact, his guru told him that please, because you know English, you young man, because you know English, so please go and spread the message of Krishna to the West, and thereby he was initiated in 22, but he went in 65, and with all sort of courage, which was absolutely uh, only visible in a pure devotee. That in the 18 days class we have talked about were the fearlessness, courage, simplicity, all the qualities that we read in chapter 12. Everything was there with Srila Prabhupada. Therefore, he is our founder Acharya. So during the Jaladuta time, when he was having heart attacks, in fact, he had two heart attacks. And on the third day, in fact, he wrote a poem, a beautiful poem. It's all about Krishna and his dedication to Krishna. If you look at the poem, then we can understand it's in Bangla, but we can still understand this translation is there. That how he's pleading to Krishna that where you have landed me and how I'll convert these people into Krishna consciousness who don't know anything. So this is how he wrote. So I'm just going there. Uh, we cannot cover everything, but this is a beautiful song, beautiful poem he has written. So I'm just trying. This is Bodo Kripa Koile Krishna. Well, you have given such a big mercy to me. So this is written in 1965. So I'm just trying to sing it. Boro Krupa Koile Krishna অধমের প্রতি কি লাগিয়া নিলে তো করো এবে গতি আছে কিছ আছে কিছু কর্য তব এই অনুমানে, নহে কেন নিবে না এই উগ্র স্থানে। রজস্তম গুণেরা সবাই আচ্ছন্ন, বাসুদেব কোথা রুচি নহে সে প্রসন্ন। তবে যদি তব কৃপা হয়ে অহেতুকি, সকলেই সম্ভব হয়ে তুমি সে কৌতুকী। কিভাবে বুঝালে তারা বুঝে সেই রস, এত কৃপা করো প্রভু করি নিজ বশ। তোমার ইচ্ছয়া সব ওয়ে মায়া বস, তোমার ইচ্ছয়া নাশা মায়ার পরশ। তব ইচ্ছা হয়ে যদি তাদের উদ্ধার, বুঝিবে নিশ্চয়ই তবে কোথা সে তোমার। ভগবতের কথা সে তব অবতার, ধীর হইয়া শুনে যদি কনে বার বর। নবত স্বকথা কৃষ্ণ পুণ্য স্বর্ণ কীর্তন, হৃদয়ন্তস্থ হি অপ্রদানি বিভুনতি শ্রুত শতম। রজস্তম হতে তবে পাইবে নিস্তার, হৃদয়ের আবাদ সবে গুছিবে তাহার। তব কৃপা হলে মোর কথা সুধা হবে, শুনিয়া সবর শোক দুঃখ যে গুছিবে। আনিয়াছ যদি প্রভু আমারে নাচাতে, নাচাও নাচাও প্রভু নাচাও সে মতে। অস্থির পুতেলি যথা নচাও সে মতে। ভক্তি নাই বেড়া নাই নামে খুব দারু, ভক্তি বেদান্ত নামে সার্থক করো। পর কৃপা কইলে কৃষ্ণা। That is so the meaning is, my dear Lord Krishna, you are so kind upon this useless soul, but I do not know why you have brought me here. Now you can do whatever you like with me. But I guess you have some business here. Otherwise, why would you bring me to this terrible place? Most of the population here is covered by the material modes of ignorance and passion, absorbed in material life. They think themselves very happy and satisfied, and therefore they have no taste for the transcendental message of Vasudeva. I do not know how they will be able to understand it, but I know your causeless mercy can make everything possible because you are the most expert mystic. How will they understand the mellows of devotional service? Oh Lord, I am simply praying for your mercy so that I'll be able to convince them about your message. So we'll go what he's saying in the last part. Only by your causeless mercy will my words become pure. I am sure that when this transcendental message penetrates their hearts, they will certainly feel engladdened and thus become liberated from all unhappy conditions of life. Oh Lord, I'm just like a puppet in your hands. So Prabhupada is saying, I'm just a puppet in your hands. He's the founder Acharya, built 108 temples. He's saying, I'm just a puppet in your hands. So if you have brought me here to dance, then make me dance. Oh Lord, make me dance as you like. I have no devotion, nor do I have any knowledge, but I have strong faith in the holy name of Krishna. I've been designated as Bhakti Vedanta, and now, if you like, you can fulfill the real purport of Bhakti Vedanta. So beautiful. Hare Krishna. So this is the Mangala Charana. Would request everyone. I think this copy is either with you or it will be sent to you in the WhatsApp. So this is the Mangala Charan, which is everyone should get it by heart. This is so beautiful. In fact, many of this we do in the class. And before Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Mangalacharan is to be recited. So we come to Bhagavad Gita chapter 1, observing the armies or Arjuna Vishad Yoga or Shanya Darshana. We have done it in the 18 days, but we'll do it in detail now. So according to Srila Prabhupada, Gita is basic preaching book, is a practical preaching book. He's saying practical because it's not theory. He's giving, there are a lot of verses which are coming in Bhagavad Gita where it says, practical application. Like, for example, Patram Puspam Phalam Toyam Yame Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhaktya Uparodam Asnami Prayatatmana. So offer a flower, a leaf, a fruit, water. Manmana Bhava Mat Bhakto Matyaji Mam Namaskuru. Mam eva yashashi satyam te pradijane priyoshi me. So there are instructions, practical instructions in which uh, we can improve in our spiritual journey and ultimately achieve Krishna and his abode. And all this practical part is there in Bhagavad Gita. And we have done it in last 18 days. At least some glimpse is already in your mind. I believe that. So one must study Bhagavad Gita inside out, and that will help govern our external activities. Inside out would mean that after it is not about just reading of the text or just understanding. Reading and understanding, one thing I was talking in the last class is that there are three stages. One is it starts with thinking, then it goes to feeling, and then it goes to willing. So in these three stages, Bhagavad Gita has to be translated from listening. So so hearing and listening is happening in chanting, and also reading and understanding, and after that application in the behavior, which will come eventually, and that will be the best part when it comes to the external activities. When we're calmer, when we're more peaceful, that will all come slowly, steadily. It will come, it will definitely come. And there should not be any doubt. Like Krishna always says, I think most of when Arjuna asks, he says that Nasti atra samsayaha. There is no samshaya. And one must understand the flow of philosophy and not in the isolation. This is very important because if you look at Arjuna's questions, first of all, he gave his all his reasons, not to fight. Then there are further questions. So supposing we start any chapter arbitrarily, then how we'll relate that with Arjuna's questions and how we'll relate with the answers of Krishna. For example, in one question, Arjuna asked, "No, should I go for sannyasa? Should I leave everything, go to the forest, or should I fight?" Then Krishna answers, "What is better? Sannyasa is better, or tyaga is better. That is renunciation of the results of the work is important." That's what he has said. So this this go chapter by chapter, ladder by ladder. So that's what is the most important. So now coming to Lord Krishna's compassion. Sankaracharya describes Gita as river of nectar. So we know this Sarvopanishad Gava, Dugdha Gopalanandana, Partha Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta, Dugdham Gitam Mrutam Mahat, Dugdham Gitam Mrutam Mahat. So this is written by Sankaracharya. So he's saying that all the Upanishads, in fact, he has made commentaries or bhashyas of all the Vedic scriptures. But ultimately, he said that Sarvopanishad Gava, Dugdha Gopalanandana. All the Upanishads are a cow, and the who is milking? Krishna is milking. And what is the milk? That is the Amrit. That is the nectar which is coming out and which enjoying all the Sudhijana. All the devotees and all the intelligent people are enjoying that. And who is the calf? Partha. And history of Mahabharata we'll see in the next slide. Arjuna's denial of war. That is the first chapter. Of course, he gave some 5 reasons. So now I would like to unmute and just try to again remember what are the 5 reasons he has given. Anyone? Can we
Compassion.
unmute? Yes, Anusha Mataji. Yes.
Compassion,
Wonderful.
no
Second.
enjoyment,
Yes, nice. Third.
family traditions,
Yes, compassion, no enjoyment, family tradition. Yes.
and then,
There is something in between, no sinful reaction.
yeah,
Sinful reaction. And ultimately, fifth is Fifth comes in the second chapter. That comes as an indecision. Right? And what was the indecision? Yadva jayama yadiva na jayayuhu. That is whether, which is better, to conquer or to be conquered, right? Hare Krishna. Okay, so now Lord speaks Gita out of compassion for living entities. So this is very, very important. I think uh, Arjuna, who is Arjuna? Arjuna is eternal associate of Krishna in Goloka Vrindavana. He is Vishaka Sakhi. So he knows everything. He is fully aware of what is soul, uh, you know, and what is the transmigration of soul. Everything he knows. So people say that Gita has been spoken or rather sung. Gita is sung, so it is sung for Arjuna. This is absolutely a myth. It is primarily for all of us. Gita is spoken for all of us. Arjuna was just an instrument. So this is to be understood very, very clearly. Gita is for all of us. In fact, some people also say that Gita is to be read only when you are retire from the active life. That is again another misconception altogether. Okay, so let's proceed. This is the Kuru dynasty. So don't get just bogged down by so many boxes and all that. Just let us remember one thing is that where our characters lie. So our characters lie from the third line. That is, we know Pandu, we know Dhritarashtra, then Dhritarashtra married Gandhari, then Pandu married Kunti and Madri. That part we know. Before that, of course, something happened. Shantanu was part of the Kuru dynasty, great king. He married Gangaji, and Vishma was born. And after that, Shantanu, of course, fell in love with Satyavati, and there was a condition based on which Vishma was, supposed to take the Vishma Pratigya, and in the next genealogy, what happens is from Shantanu and Satyavati, Chitrangada and Vichitra Virya came, and Chitrangada died young. Vichitra Virya also died without any son. So there was a process of niyogo, which was done by Vyasadeva. Satyavati, in fact, asked Vyasadeva to do that process. And by that process, we have, from Ambika, Dhritarashtra, and from Ambalika, Pandu. So this is where the timeline is. And then we know what happened, that because Pandu's sons were young and they were not able to, get the throne. So temporarily, Dhritarashtra was made a king, but he was not only blind by birth, but he was also spiritually blind. So he doesn't want to, you know, get out of the throne, number one. And also, two is that he wants his sons to be the king or of the Hastinapur. And thereby, all this has happened. Many things happened in the process. They lost the, game, then went for, uh, you know, exile, and all that has happened. And after all that, what has happened is finally they thought, okay, fine, everything is fine. But Krishna said, okay, I'll have my last try. He went for negotiation, that also failed, and all of us know what happened. Duryodhana, what he said, that I'll not give even a size of the needle tip of a land. And thereby, this battle or the war of Mahabharata was unavoidable. This is how it has come. In the later part, of course, Parikshit comes as from Arjuna and Subhadra, sorry, Abhimanyu and Uttara. And Parikshit Maharaj is the person or great devotee of Krishna, who in fact saw Krishna while he was in Uttara's womb. In that time also he saw him, and he was in fact saved from the Brahmastra. So thereby his name is Parikshit. His name is Parikshit because Pariksha means what? Exam. So he was actually examining after his taking birth. He was examining where is that person who I saw in my womb, Krishna. Where is Krishna? So he was examining that. So this is how the from the Dhritarashtra, all the 100 sons, so the eldest is Duryodhana, and then Dushasana and one sister Dushala, all that 100 uh, there, and on this side, 5 are there, and so the battle started. So Gita started when both the armies are just facing each other and about to have a fierce fighting, and before that, Arjuna wanted to see. And the moment he saw, then all what happened, we already studied in chapter 1. Now we'll go into details. Okay, so divisions of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1 to 6 is Karma Yoga, 7 to 12 Bhakti Yoga, 13 to 18 is Jnana Yoga. And Acharyas have given a reason that Bhakti has been put in the middle because it is the secret. So, or Rahasya, so to say. So, any Rahasya is supposed to be kept, quite safely. And Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga are actually dead without the support of Bhakti. And generally, we do not disclose anything which is, secret, as we already, like, for example, our necklace or a diamond ring or whatever, or our wallet, nothing we, keep it safe. And thereby, Bhakti is also kept safe in the middle chapters, that is 7 to 12. And we can also understand in this way that you know for security and safety, it is like, either we take an example of a king, where king is put in the middle and other armies are there. That could be one example to understand. Another example is in our normal country, we also see when the ministers or president or prime minister go in their cavalcade, also we see that that particular vehicle is somewhere, equal looking vehicles are there in the middle somewhere, may not be middle, maybe somewhere else, but it is very difficult to identify. So therefore, it is kept in the middle. Okay, so the purports which we see in Bhagavad Gita, in fact, uh, Srila Prabhupada has taken the commentaries from the parampara, and he has, in fact, if you take out the Bhagavad Gita as it is book, then he has dedicated his as it is to Srila Baladeva Vidyabhushana. And he has taken all other from Sri Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakura, Sri Lasidhara Swami, and Sri Pada Ramanujacharya. From all the acharyas in the parampara, they have given their experiential commentary, and in the parampara we get the Bhagavad Gita in our hands. So we don't have to explore anything else. Everything is there. So this is how the division of 700 verses. Krishna has said 574, which is 82%. Arjuna 84. Those are primarily questions. We have already seen that. And of course, apart from questions, there are also his like he was so surprised and astonished when he see Vishwarupa. So then he's accepting also Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Param Bhavan, and many other things. And Sanjaya 41, he was just explaining, and Dhritarashtra, just one. So, which one? Dhritarashtra said, anyone? Just one, right? Sudhir Prabhuji, can you say? Are you there? Ah, okay, okay. Priya Mataji, yes. Please, can you unmute Priya Mataji? Let me see if I can. Okay, Teju Prabhuji and Priya Mataji is okay. Let me try to unmute them.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. I may not be able to say the exact words, but it's the first one where he asks Sanjay about what exactly is happening in the field, and my sons and the Pandus, they are ready to fight. Tell me exactly what's happening.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so yeah, so that is
Prabhuji, can I say the shloka?
yes, 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 yes. Please, please.
धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामका पाण्डवश्चैव किम् अकुर्वत सञ्जय.
Wonderful. Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samavetaha Yuyutsavaha. Mamakaha Pandavahaschaiva Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. So he's asking what? So my sons and Pandu sons, they have assembled with a desire to fight. So Yuyut Savaha is the word he is using. The desire to fight and assembled in where they've assembled? They've assembled in the Kurukshetra. And he's also saying Dharmakshetra. He has not ended with the word with Kurukshetra. He could have said Kurukshetra, but he said Dharmakshetra. Dharmakshetra, Kurukshetra, where they've assembled. And after that, what did they do? That was his question. So while he was asking this question, just one moment. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So this is what we'll cover today. We'll try to cover 1.1 to 1.27, the introduction, the preparation for the war. So in the introduction, till 27, what is happening is Sanjay informs King Dhritarashtra of Duryodhana's appraisal of the relative fighting strengths of the Pandava and Kuru armies. Bhishma and the Kuru army then loudly blow their conch shells, giving Duryodhana joy. So this is where the conch shells of Duryodhana's team was blown in the first to 13, and also he's also appraising what is the army strength and all that. And 14 to 19, he's saying on the other side also the blowing of conch shells happened from the Krishna and Arjuna side, but that is termed as Dibya Sankhau, means it is transcendental conch shells. In case of you know Duryodhana and the Dhartarashtras, it was not mentioned as a Dibya Sankhau, as well as the blowing of the conch shells of the other members of the Pandava army shatters. And also, and one more thing is there, that it shattered the hearts of the Kauravas. However, the conch shell of Kauravas did not do anything to Pandavas. That is also coming in 14 to 19. 22 to 27, Arjuna requests Krishna to draw his chariot between the two armies to observe the Kurus, who have assembled there. And Arjuna sees many relatives and well-wishers on both the sides. So what he says, Shenoyor Uvayor Madhye Ratham Sthapayo Mechuta. That's what he said. So this is the verse 1. Verse 1 is very interesting. That's what we're talking about. The Sanjay asked, what did they do? Which seems to be very, very unreasonable, in the sense that not logical even. Because if people have come for fight, they will fight. Like people have gone to take prasadam, so they will eat. But what he has done? So what is in his mind? Why he has? What is in his mind? Hare Krishna. So what is in his mind? Anyone? Why he has asked this question? A little irrelevant question.
Prabhuji, can you again repeat the question?
I'm saying why he has asked this question, which seems to be irrelevant, because if people have, assembled for fighting, they will fight. Like people have gone for prasadam, they will eat. So what is this question about? What is there in his mind?
Because he is differentiating Pandava's sons and Kaurava's sons, asking who would be likely to win.
He's differentiating. That is fine. That is a, action in his thought. He's differentiating. But what is the basic emotion which is happening in his mind?
He's
Relation,
actually worried that
relationship.
the Pandavas, there might be a change of mind, and the war might not go on, and there might be some negotiation
That
or
is the
some.
next step, Mataji. That is the next step. But first thing, what is happening?
The Prema Ragam on his sons.
So primarily, first of all, he's having a fear. That is the first thing which is happening.
Fear.
Right?
Yeah.
First thing which is happening is fear in his mind. And fear is giving rise to other things, as you are already saying. Correct? So first of all, he has got a fear. And fear is coming out of where? Because of all these four reasons, the fear is coming out. Number one is the place. Place
Kurukshetra,
is, he
Dharmakshetra.
is saying it is Kurukshetra, Dharmakshetra. So Dharmakshetra will have an impact, because this religious place is not just, at the time of Mahabharata. It was from the time of Vedas, where denizens of the heavens also were taking bath there. So it was already, you know, very declared great pilgrim place. So it will have an impact. The impact and it might have an impact on the outcome of the war. So that is one fear. Second fear is that Lord himself is present. His presence means by default that there has to be on the Dharma side there will be win. Third is that Pandavas are also on the side of the Dharma. So this particular Dharma Kshetra will have an impact on the outcome of the war, and this is the basic fear which is there in Dhritarashtra's mind. And because of that fear, he's asking this question, which apparently looks irrelevant. But we can understand this question when we understand that he is fearful because of all these reasons. He is also fearful of the fact that there might be a compromise because Dharma Kshetra is there, it will have an impact. So there might be a compromise because it always happens between the cousins. So they might say that, okay, let's go back and have 50-50 or whatever. And also the presence of Bhishma and Drona, because they are saintly and their natural tendency is to support Pandavas. So they may not satisfy the selfish desire to rule over kingdom. So they might support. So it may fail. And so thereby uh, the war may not happen. And if war doesn't happen, then the selfish interest of Dhritarashtra will not be fulfilled. So therefore, he is fearful. And Dhritarashtra also, as Mataji said, in fact, in the first verse itself, he is absolutely distinguishing between his sons because he's saying Mamakaha means my sons and Pandava means Pandu's sons. Now, Mamaka and Pandava, when he is distinguishing, both are from the Kuru dynasty, as we saw in the genealogy. So he's first of all separating, and this separation is happening because of ignorance on the bodily concept of life, which again becomes the main reason for Arjuna also for not fighting, that we know. And on the right hand side, what you see is this is what is going on in the mind of Dhritarashtra. But what is the plan of Krishna? Plan of Krishna is that he will actually wipe out all the unnecessary weeds from the farmland. And which are the unnecessary weeds? The sons of Dhritarashtra. So we proceed. So what are the main theme then we can say? That key points, that how to understand Srimad Bhagavad Gita is through the acharyas, how they have understood. And thereby, without addition, without deletion, as it is, we have to understand. And Dhritarashtra fear for concerns regarding Dharma Kshetra. That is the second point. And Dhritarashtra distinguishes Pandavas from Kurus, which Mata just said. And this distinguishing, uh, you know, the point of distinguishing in the mind has actually given rise to the whole episode of war. Otherwise, if he would not have distinguished from the beginning, nothing would have happened. In fact, he would have easily, rather from his side, would have offered that. Okay, so then we go to verse 2. And what is verse 2? Now Sanjay says something. What does Sanjay say? Sanjay says, दृष्ट्वा तु पांडवानीकम व्यूढ़म दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यम उपसंगम्य राजा वचनम अब्रवीत. So he is saying, now Sanjay is addressing Duryodhana as Raja, means king. Duryodhana has not become king yet, right? But to encourage that despondent king Dhritarashtra, he is saying Duryodhana, or rather, he is addressing Duryodhana as the king. And Duryodhana approaches Dronacharya after accessing military formation of the Pandavas. And through Duryodhana, though Duryodhana is king, still he has to approach commander-in-chief for advice. And this is also due to his fear. And his fear will be, now there is a Dhritarashtra's fear, now comes the Duryodhana's fear. And this fear is quite clear when he approaches his guru, then how he explains about the strength of his army as well as the strength of the army of the Pandavas. Everywhere his fear will be seen. Let us see. So Duryodhana is an expert politician as well, because what he did was he went to Dhritarashtra and said, what did he say? He said, Pashyatam Panduputranam Acharyam Mahatim Chamum Vyudham Drupada Putriana Tapashishyana Dhimata. So he is saying that please, Guruji, please look at your opponent's, your enemy's son, that is Drupada's son. He could have said, he could have just said Drishtadhumna, but he purposefully he used the word Drupada Putrena Dhimata. Look at the beautiful, way he has arrayed the Pandavas army, and this is all due to your training. You have trained him so well, and now you see, now he's just standing, in front of you. So this is all your mistake what you have done. So he's now playing, diplomacy, and rather, inciting his guru, because he also has a fear that guru might have some love towards, because Arjuna is his favorite student. So to get away from that, he's now inciting his guru. It is your mistake. It is your mistake. You have trained Dushtadumno so that he comes to the form, and then his fear will be out. Now, Dushtadumna is always disciple of Dronacharya, so being guru is always an expert. And similarly, Pandavas are also trained by Dronacharya. He should not be lenient in the fighting. That's what the thought of Duryodhana. This is the verse 3. Now, what happens in the key points of 2 and 3? Duryodhana, expert politician, is a diplomat. That's how he addressed. Then Duryodhana referring to Dushtadumna as son of Drupada, Drupada Putrena Dhimata, and and Dhritarashtra distinguishes Pandavas from Kurus. That was there in the first verse also. Okay. Now this is about the Akshoni Sena on the both the sides. Why you are looking at it? Just to know, before this battle, in fact, both Arjuna and Duryodhana actually went to Krishna, and something happened there. Anyone who can say this? What has happened?
Prabhuji, can I say?
Yes, the Krishna Mataji.
Actually, Arjuna and Duryodhana would come to ask to Krishna if he would like to join their army. Krishna would be lying on his bed, and then in his first glance, he would be seeing Arjuna. So he would ask, "Who do you want, me or my army?" And then he would say, "I only want you." And then Duryodhana will take his army,
The,
Krishna's
the
army.
Narayan Sena.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so this is what happens. In fact, in our bhakti jani also, people say that what is there in bhakti? Why you are doing Hare Krishna? What will happen? We know what Krishna said. Manamana bhava mad bhakta mati aji mam namaskuru. Already he has said that he will come back to me, and he's promising. All this is saying. So this is the power of Krishna, and this is Krishna is sufficient. Nothing else is required. But neither Duryodhana could understand it, nor his entire army could understand that. So in fact, if you look at Akshoni Sena, the size, then you can say there are on the Pandava side, this is just 7. On Kaurava side, it is 11, quite more. Here on the commander you side, Dushtadumna, there you saw so many great. One Bhishma is sufficient for everyone. One Drona, one Karna, such uh, Arjuna is there. So look at the left side. Even the size of Akshona is less. The the strength of great warriors are also less, but still it is the Krishna who is on their side. And this is where the type of division of Akshoni Sena is there. Akshoni is the last. There is some Pathi, then Senamugam, Kulmam, Ganam, Bahini, Birudani, etc., etc. So this is basically primarily saying that 21,870 chariot, 21,870 elephant, so many things they have, and that you multiply into 7 in case of Pandava, and multiply into 11 for Kauravas. So you can understand how would be the difference. So 4 to 6, what is happening now? So observing the armies on battlefield is going on, and 4 to 6, what is happening now? Now he's explaining, in fact, he's saying Atra Shura Maheswasa. Maheswasa is all the great warriors in fact, archers. Maheswasa is archers. So Atra Sura Maheswasa Bhimarjuna Samayudhihi Yudhana Viratascha Draupadascha Maharathaha. So he's now Duryodhana is describing the opposing army, that is, who are there with Pandavas. He's saying he's talking about Bhima, Arjuna, Drishtaketu, Chekitana, Kasiraja, Purujit, Kunti Bhojo, Saibya, Yudhamanyu, Uttamoja, and the sons of Subhadra, sons of Draupadi, all great warriors he's talking about. And he's saying that they are Maharathas. So they are great warriors, he's saying. But after having said this, he has also realized that this would not be right, because if he says all of them as Maharathas, then on what happens to my side? So now on the 7 to 9, now he's explaining about his side to his guru. And interestingly, two things happened. One, on the first one, when we were saying Maharatha, in fact, all of them are fighting for rights, not for material gain. So they're in any case strong. But on this side, what is happening is when on the 7, if you look at 7, what he's saying? 7 is saying, Asmakam tu visisthaye tannibodho dujattamaha nayaka mama
Sainyasya
sainyasya.
Raja.
Yes, please go ahead. Sangyartham
Tad
tan
bravimite.
bravimite. So for his Sangyan, I'm talking about that. And also after that, he will say that my side is Paryaptam and their side is Aparyaptam, just the opposite words he will use. So which again will become a prophecy that they are going to lose. So Duryodhana is in a dilemma. In fact, in the addressing also, he's saying Bhavan Dronascha Vismascha. Bhavan. Now, when he's saying Bhavan first and then after Bhishma and Drona, Bhishma is quite senior, right? So you should have addressed Bhishma first, but he's addressing, he's confused, number one. And in fact, Bhishma also doesn't mind because Drona is a Brahman. So that's okay as a pedestal, it's okay. But most important is that fighting for material cause, hence weak, most of them are also favoring Pandavas. Who? Most of them means Bhishma, Drona, all. Then he's talking about uh, his friend Karna, then Kripachara, Aswatthama, his friend Vikarna, Jayadratha, Kritavarma, Salya, and others. And in the process of saying, he also said, Madarthya Tyakta Jivita. So they are all ready to give their lives for me. So that is another indication. He said that, in fact, everybody will be dead. So he is already declaring the defeat in a way. And aparyaptam balam asmakam, he is saying. So aparyaptam balam asmakam and paryaptam for other for Pandavas. The other meaning is, what his meaning is, aparyaptam is, it is immeasurable. And for them, he's saying, for Bhima and Arjuna, he's saying it is measurable. But the other meaning is that aparyaptam is not sufficient. And paryaptam, so he is in a way saying that our army is not sufficient. However, Bhima's army or Arjuna's army is sufficient. So that is another, prophecy in a way it has come out from his mouth. So observing the armies on the battlefield. Verse 10, Duryodhana describing strength of his army now. So aparyaptam, I said, immeasurable. He meant in immeasurable, but it meaning insufficient. So protected by Bhishma. Pandavas are protected by Bhima. He's saying, he's saying it is, paryaptam, insignificant as to Bhishma. Duryodhana is envious of Bhima. Only he is capable of defeating him. Yeah, this is very clear. So what is happening in 11, 12? Now, Duryodhana requesting his army to support Bhishma. And why he's asking support? Duryodhana is a diplomat, that we have understood. That's, I mean, that part is clear. But another thing is that he's thinking Bhishma is old and he needs to be live throughout the battle till he wins the war. So therefore, it is important to keep him safe, and therefore his support and protection is required. So Duryodhana confident of the support from Bhishma and Drona Acharya as they supported him during gambling match. So this is a question which would come, that why Duryodhana was so much confident. Whereas Bhishma and Drona both are, they like Arjuna and the Pandavas very much. They love them as student. And despite that, Duryodhana is still confident that just because of two behaviors. One behavior which was displayed during the gambling, where they kept silent, and the other one when Draupadi was disrobed. I mean, of course, same event, but in a sequence is happened, right? So because they were silent, so he assumed that okay, this silence means no, they're supporting. They will be supporting. He's so confident. And Bhishma, out of compassion and to cheer Duryodhana, now he actually blew his counsel very loudly. But Duryodhana thought that it is basically to make him happy. And Duryodhana defeat is certain since Lord Krishna is on their side and Bhishma fighting as a matter of duty. And tumultuous sound because he's saying, what is that sound? Or what was that verse? Where the sound of the consuls is depicted. What is that? Anyone remembers that? Uproaring sound of the consuls. In fact, the the spelling of the consul is Poundra. So Poundra itself is an uproaring sound. In fact, they have Panchajanya, they have Poundra, they have Devadatta, all divine consul they have. They have absolutely shattered the hearts of the Kauravas. Now verse 14. So Krishna and Arjuna blowing transcendental consul, Dibya Sankhau. So Krishna and Arjuna consul is described as transcendental. Madhava is on their side. Krishna is the husband of goddess of fortune. So wherever Krishna goes, his wife will follow. So naturally, if goddess of fortune, Bhagya Lakshmi is with him, so there is no question of any defeat. So all these are the victory. It's certain. And chariot is given by Agni, capable of conquering all three worlds. So this is again from the first chapter itself. It is certain that the victory. There are also 9 signs we'll see, which we had seen before also, but we'll see in detail. And 15 to 18, Krishna, Arjuna, Bhima blowing transcendental council, but nothing happened. They when they you know, other party blown, then nothing happened. But when Krishna blown his Panchajanya, Arjuna Devadatya, Bhima Poundra, Yudhishthira Ananta Vijaya, Nakula Sughaso, Sahadeva Mani Puspaka, beautiful names, right? Poundra, Devadatta is God given, Ananta Vijaya, Sughoso is pleasing to ears, but then powerful. Mani Puspaka, it is, a garland with all jewels. So Krishna, he is situated in heart. So we learned that verse also. Sarvasa chaham hrudi sannivishto matta smrtir jnanam apohanam cha. Situated in the heart and he direct the senses. He's called Hrishikesa, so he directs senses of all living entities and desires. So therefore, he will also direct the senses of Arjuna. So naturally, Arjuna will not be further, whatever is anguish and whatever is depression and other things happened, all this will, of course, go off. And all living entities are part and parcel of Krishna. This is to be understood later on when Arjuna starts having all the symptoms. So these are to be remembered. These are the very beautiful ones. So Krishna means all attractive. So basically, Krishna is Karshati. If you add a, then it becomes, because a is called a Prakriti Pratyaya in Sanskrit, which is, there are some 26 Prakriti Pratyayas are there. Pra, para, utsum, ati, ati, pariprati, something like that. So if you add a, then akarshayati. So he is the all attractive. Rishikesha. So he is the master of the senses. So Rishika plus Isha. So he's the Isha of Rishika. Rishika is the senses. Madhava. So he's the Dhava of Ma. Dhava is husband, Ma, of course, mother. So husband of goddess fortune. Achyuta is infallible one. Madhusudana, who is killer of demon of Madhu. Govinda, it's, I think, many times, in fact, Arjuna addresses him by all these names. Sometimes Vasudeva, sometimes Madhusudana. Whenever he wants to, clear his doubts, then he tells him Madhusudana. Then when he either wants to get the win, or he doubts that he's not guiding well, then he said, Madhava, how you can, push me to this ghastly warfare, all that he will say, right? Then Vasudeva, son of Vasudeva. Many times we confuse Vasudeva and Vasudeva. Devaki Nandana, son of Devaki. Yashoda Nandana, son of Yashoda. Partha Sarathi, charioteer of Partha. Kesava, killer of Demon Kesi. Janardana, maintainer of all living entities. Janardana, or killer of all living entities. Both it will mean. And Dhananjaya, conqueror of wealth. He has got, wealth for his brother. And Partha. Partha is, I think, maximum used in the verse by Krishna. Every time he addresses Partha with so much of affection and love. Son of Pritha, Kunti Devi. And Gudakesha. Gudakesha is one who conquers sleep. And who's anyone who can say that in Ramayana also there is someone who was conqueror of sleep? Hare Krishna.
Lakshmana.
Lakshmana.
Hare Krishna. Perfect, perfect. And Brikodara, because he has got a big, voracious eater. Is a voracious eater as well as perform Hercules tasks. So these are the various names which comes in all the verses, and we should remember also. And what is the most favorite name for Krishna? What he likes? Anyone? What Krishna
Govinda.
likes? Yes, Mataji.
Govinda.
Yes, Govinda. In fact, the devotees like, or who wants, because he is the one give pleasures to senses,
Okay.
senses as well as cows.
Partha.
Partha is Arjuna, right? I'm saying which name Krishna likes for himself most. Of course, Yashodanandana, right? He had all beautiful pastimes in Gokula, correct? Hare Krishna. Yes. So verse 19.
Prabhuji,
Now, yes, Mataji. Tell me.
I'm sorry that I disturbed you. Why, like Devaki Nandana should not come?
No, Devaki Nandana also will come, but pastimes are not happening with Devaki, no.
Okay.
Actual pastimes, all the Leelas were in Gopo, right?
Yeah.
Therefore, and in fact, Devaki equally, equal Vatsalya prema is there with Devaki also, but unfortunately, because of the various incidents, now he has to go to Gopa to be away from Kamsa, right? That you know very well, correct? Okay, so now what happens now? Blowing become uproarious, shattered hearts of all the team. That the Dhartarashtra means, what is Dhartarashtra? Anyone? What is Dhritarashtra and what is Dhartarashtra? Anyone can you say what is Dhartarashtra? Sons of
Sons of
Dhritarashtra.
Dhritarashtra.
Yes, sons of Dhritarashtra are called Dhartarashtra. Okay, so Duryodhana team blew counsel didn't shatter Pandavas' hearts due to confidence of Lord Krishna and taking shelter of Lord nothing to fear. This goes without saying. Now, Kauravas heart shattered due to fear. In any case, we saw you know, how in fact their commander in chief was, fearful. Then verse 22. Now Arjuna is prepared to fight, asks Lord Krishna to draw chariot between two armies. Senoyor uvayor madhye ratham sthapaya mechuta. Arjuna flag on the chariot has emblem of Hanuman that is called Kapidhwaja, and that is also another sign of victory because Hanuman cooperated with Lord Ram and they both won the battle of Ramayana. Also, Lord Krishna is personally present at Hrishikesh to direct his senses, and Arjuna's victory is assured. By verse 20, chapter 1, victory is already ensured. However, still Arjuna will ask so many questions. He doesn't want to fight. Then even after understanding also, he will ask questions in chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5 till 18. Okay. So these are the signs of the victories. So without looking at it, just can anyone say 9? Not looking at the screen. Okay, I think it will take time. So let's just go once again. So Krishna's personal presence confirms victory, no doubt, because Supreme Personality of Godhead is there in Charioteer, and Krishna as a Rishikesha directly control the senses of pure devotee. So the moment he control the senses, then our senses will be in a pleasurable mood, and in the pleasurable mood, if I get defeated, how I'll be in a pleasurable mood? So it's a kind of indirect way of understanding that yes, they are going to win. And goddess of fortune, we already discussed, he's on his side every time, wherever he goes. Goddess of fortune also goes with him. So she never leaves without her husband. Therefore, all fortune is guaranteed 1.14. Venue is Kurukshetra, which is a Dharma Kshetra, and which is Dharma Kshetra not for the that era. It was from in fact from the Satya Yuga. Hanumanji on the Arjuna's flag. Hanumanji helped Lord Rama, giving victory. Symbol of Vishnu. Conch sail, the Dibyasankha, Panchajanya itself is so divine that winning is absolutely ensured. And this is indirectly indicated by Bhishma and Pandava's conch sails, because those uh, so-called blow up conch sails did not shatter anyone. Now, transcendental consuls we already talked about, because these are Dibya Sankhav and Bhishma's consul to pacify Duryodhana, then Agni Deva's chariot we discussed, and shattering of hearts. All these 9 regions are sufficient signs that they are going to win. In fact, Krishna will say that in any case, all these people will die. So fight. So observe in the army now 21 to 23, Arjuna calls Lord as Achyuta. Why? Because he never fails in his affection for his devotees. We can see that he has become the chariot driver, but it doesn't mean that he has, fell down from the position of Supreme Personality of Godhead. He remains as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whichever position he is, whether he's a chariot driver, and bhakti is the only process where he becomes bhaktadhina, means under the devotee. So therefore he doesn't give devotee. He can give anything, any opulence, but not bhakti, because he becomes a servant of the bhakta. That's so therefore he doesn't want that. Lord Krishna, out of love and causeless mercy, accepted position of charioteer. Lord Krishna takes pleasure in serving his unalloyed pure devotees. That's what is Achyuta is all about. And in any position, his supremacy is never challenged. So therefore, bhaktas are a bhakta. I mean, we have taken many examples where bhakta might, pardon someone for some mistake, but Krishna is not going to pardon. He is not going to tolerate. So therefore, the concept of dasa is there. So most powerful. Dasa is powerful. Dasa is more powerful. Dasa is most powerful. Arjuna, being pure devotee, has no desire to fight, wanted to see how much they, that is, this relatives and friends, were bent upon demanding an unwanted war. He wanted to see the supporters who wanted to please evil-minded Duryodhana. What is that? Dhritarashtra Durbuddher Buddhe. Evil-minded, Durbuddher Buddhe, evil-minded Duryodhana, estimate their strength not for peace proposal. In fact, because of this is the quality, this is a saintly quality of Arjuna, in which he's thinking that who are these people? And they're all my kith and kin. How they have come to fight? They're going to fight. They're going to kill me. Is it possible? How it is possible? Whereas the other army is ready to, in fact, kill him the moment they have a chance, although they never had the chance. Yeah, so now 24 to 27, this is the end we'll end here. So what happens here? Lord Krishna draws chariots, that is Senayor Ver Muddhe, and he also smiles and also says that now please see, now you have asked me to put the chariot in the middle. I have brought it into the middle. Now Pasya, he's saying, now see. So he's smiling also. When he's smiling, it would also mean that it never means that you should not fight. He's smiling, it only means that you check who are there and then start your strategy and fight. Now, Gudakesa, Arjuna, one who conquers sleep or ignorance. So, and Arjuna always thinking of Krishna, similar devotees in Samadhi. Like we say, right, that uh, like in the Astanga Yogi, where they go to Samadhi. So, what devotees do? They do Sarvesu Kalesu Ma Manusmara Yuddhascha Manmana Bhava Madbhakta Manmana Bhava always Ananya Chintostama. All that is there. Arjuna does that all the time. Lord Krishna Hrishikesha can understand the heart of Arjuna. Partha. Partha means son of Pritha. And who is Pritha? Pritha is Kunti Devi. And Arjuna, being friend and son of Kunti, agreed to his charioteer or chariot driver. And Lord Krishna jokingly said, just behold, Pashya, see with attention. He didn't expect him not to fight being son of Pritha. Because Pritha belongs to the dynasty where it's a infamy if he doesn't fight. So what Arjuna is seeing, he's putting himself in the center and he's seeing so many people. He's seeing his grandfathers, his well-wishers, his son, friends, teachers, other friends, so many people. We can just look at who, like what, like grandfathers like Bhisma and Somadatta, teachers like Dronacharya, Kripacharya, maternal uncles like Salya and Sakuni, brothers like Duryodhana, sons like. So when we see, in fact, this is not exactly there in the verse. Verse doesn't say about this, but we know if we read Mahabharata, then we know who have come there, who have assembled there. So sons like Lakshmana, friends like Aswathama, because they were trained together. They they participate in the games and various other tests together. Well-wishers like Kritaparma and many other friends and relatives. Arjuna, seeing them all, is overwhelmed with compassion and thus spoke. So there is one verse which says, Tam tatha kripya vistam ashrupurna kulekshanam. Vishidantam idam vakyam uvacha madhusudana, right? So, tam tatha kripaya vrishtam. So here there is a beautiful uh, understanding is given that what is the difference between kripa and daya. So kripa is basically compassion for the specific people because he is having this compassion for his kith and kin, not in public at you know at large. So therefore the word kripa is used. Tam tatha kripaya vrishtam ashru purna kulekshanam. So and daya is in general. So Arjuna seeing them all is and he's overwhelmed and he says that he will not fight and all that. So that will learn in the uh, tomorrow in the section B. So I stop here. I stop share and Mataji can stop the stream also if you want.